Have you ever struggled to build new habits? I'm sure you have. It happens to all of us. And when you are trying to build a fast growth digital business, it's harder than ever, right? So this video is about my personal protocol that I use to build new habits. It truly works very well. It has worked with me over the years, and this is how I've trained myself to learn how to write in English, how to speak 6 languages, how to pretty much do anything that I do now, and I teach it to our clients. So hopefully is also helpful to you. Now, this is a little bit different of the self-development advice that you may have heard in the past. So pay attention, because what we do in essence is bring execution framework from the business world into habit formation, which I believe makes all the difference, right? So here's how I do it. First, we set a stretch goal. What is a stretch goal? A goal is that sits outside of the current level of our abilities, right? Something that truly motivates us, that forces us to grow. It's not a smart goal. It's not specific, measurable, realistic. It is not something we want to achieve because of whatever reason. It is something we're truly passionate about, something that truly will take us to the next level. Let's put the example of running a marathon. If you've never run a marathon and you want to do it, that is a stretch goal. It is not easy. It involves a lot of planning, a lot of preparation, a lot of training. That would be a stretch goal. So step one, stretch goal. Why do we start at the level of goals? Because Aristotle said we are teleological beings. We need goals in order to function. It is not the same to say, I'm just going to be training 4 times a week and making that stick, that's saying I'm going to be training 4 times a week because I have a marathon to complete in less than 4 hours. See the difference? It's totally different. So by starting at the level of goals, boom, we have the first chance of actually building habits that stick. Now, step number 2 is defining the system, defining the habits, specific habits that you want to install. Let's continue with this example of the marathon. I mean, if I want to do a marathon in less than 4 hours, I will be training 4 times a week. Most probably. That's what I did in the past. Also, stretching every day. That is absolutely crucial to keep your muscles in pristine condition. Sleep 8 hours per day also helps a lot with rest and recovery. And eating clean. Let's say that we're not going to be drinking alcohol, we're going to be eating as clean as we can. This will give us a solid chance of going from 0 to hero in the marathon in 3 months. So this is the 4 new habits that you are willing to install. Training 4 times a week, eating clean, stretching every day, and sleeping 8 hours every day, right? So we have our behavioral stack. This is the thing that we are going to be installing. Then step number 3 is map out any antagonistic habit that may prevent you from doing this new habit. So let's say that you are a smoker. Well, if you're willing to finish a marathon in less than 4 hours, smoking is not good for you. It's never good for you, but it is very pernicious if you truly want to train your VO2 max to deliver the race day, right? So that will be one thing to eliminate. Bad food would also be a thing to eliminate. Not sleeping enough. In essence, all the things that are preventing you from doing the things that you have decided make sense to get to a marathon. And step 4 is to design new habits that can substitute the bad habits. So let's say that you're a smoker and you want to kick off that habit. What do? You can have chewing gum, you can train yourself to do deep breathing, you can do a bunch of things. And every time you have this urge to smoke, just change it. Just do something else. Something that signals 2 things. 1, that you're not doing a bad habit anymore, and 2, that you're committed to that goal, right? So far we have a goal, the habits perfectly mapped out, the antagonistic behavior identified, and then we have substituted the antagonistic behavior. Is this enough? No. What we need now is a checklist, and this one is huge. There's a book called Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande. Fantastic guy, fantastic book. I recommend you check it out. And in essence, he says that in the most complex professions, let's say aviation or surgeons, neurosurgeons, they all follow checklists because it's the easiest way of offloading the cognitive load of doing the right thing in the right sequence to a checklist. So why don't you do the same? And what I like to do is create a checklist for the day, right? With all the habits perfectly mapped out. Now, it's not a to-do list, it is a checklist. What is the difference? Well, the to-do list is just a list of things that you decide you need to do. There's no context and there's no interdependencies between the tasks, which is why they don't work. A checklist, on the other side, has a list of things that you want to do, but they are connected, meaning that you map out that you're going to be training, let's say, first thing in the morning, and then right after you're going to be stretching, right? So there's a relation between training and stretching. You wouldn't stretch before running. Well, I mean, that's also a good thing to do, but let's say that you are also also doing cold showers. You wouldn't take a shower before running, wouldn't you? Right? So this is why a checklist is important. And you mapped out every behavior and you use a simple checklist. I use a lot of checklists in my day-to-day. Boom, 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 boom. And every time you complete one of these habits, boom, you just check it out. Boom, you cross it off. Boom, boom, boom. And the goal is what? The goal is, step number 6, never miss twice, right? So you may have heard this before. Never miss twice. Miss in once, it's okay. It's happens, life is complicated. Just make sure you don't miss twice, because if you miss twice, it becomes harder to get back on track. And finally, 7, track your performance. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed can be mastered. So if you truly look at data and start mapping out your performance improvements, you will be much farther ahead than those that don't. And in fact, you will gamify the whole experience. How cool it is to notice how you keep doing personal records week on week. How cool it is to realize that all the effort you've been putting in is truly yielding good results. By nailing down your nutrition, your stretching, your sleeping routines, you see how you are able to run faster and achieve more in your day-to-day. But you need a tool for this. I built a dashboard over the years which we give our clients, but you can do anything. It can do anything truly that you want. Just map out your performance improvements. And this is how I do it. This is how I make habits stick. Not by deciding that I want a new habit, but by being absolutely clear on what is the goal that I'm chasing. If I want to start running, I run a marathon. If I want to learn copywriting, I set the goal of designing a perfect sales page and driving traffic to it, which is why I will create a whole copywriting framework in order to learn it as fast as possible. Every 12 months, I'm learning, training, improving as fast as I possibly can by using this execution framework. So I hope it's useful. Remember, start out of the goal, then map out the habits, then identify antagonistic habit and replace them with other habits that remove that as an interference. Step number 5, create a checklist that you print out and you work through every day. Step 6, never miss twice. And step 7, gamify, track your performance improvement, have fun with this process, because developing yourself, training your mind, becoming your best self, truly unlocking that elite self that is sitting within you is a fun experience. It truly is. It's the ultimate pinnacle of human striving. Now, is this something you've done before? How do you feel this could help you? Let me know in the comments, and of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed, because there's a lot of good things coming your way. Talk soon.